button is pressed. We are
It is.
live. Matt, we
Mhm.
can't do anything until we open this.
Sure, hold on. Okay.
Scratch your face with that? What was that?
What? It was what? No, it was my thumb. I had an itch with and I scratched it with my thumb.
You like had something in your hand, like you unplugged.
Yeah, I was unplugging my USB.
Oh, all right. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Mine was like such a dud. I'm a baby and we need to use a paper towel to open it.
Ceremonial pouring of blood.
Oh my god. Matt, this is so refreshing. I'm so cold too.
I don't understand how every week you can be that excited about a blue moon. You know exactly where you're getting every time. Yet you're always just as excited.
Yeah, but like when you really like something and you have it to look forward to, because Friday nights are really my only beer night.
That's true. You're good about that. I'm good about that too.
I look forward to it. Yeah. I look forward to cracking the top every single time. And mine always sounds like shit, even though like we tried to make that a thing at the beginning of the Merri Hour, because like even though it's a twist top, like why the fuck does it hurt?
Because it's so ridged and you're not strong enough.
My hands are sensitive. All right. We've got a lot going on.
First of all, no, Andrew, no Mando spoilers. We will not be discussing that. Don't worry.
Wait, where is... Okay.
There's just the last one. I'm just confirming for everyone. There will be no Mando spoilers.
Yeah, no Mando talk tonight. I actually haven't even watched it. I was hoping to watch it this morning, but I had to do something else for work. So I have a feeling I'm going to watch it tomorrow morning, and then maybe we'll give you a spoiler review over the weekend or something. Good plan?
That sounds good. Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. Let me bring my mic more in here.
No spoilers, Matt, but just thumbs up, thumbs down. Did you like it?
Can I be like...
All right, give me like a on the scale. Okay. All right. It's good to know going
without saying anything, and I will say plenty of things when we talk about it.
All right.
That's where I land on it.
All right, I'm very curious. So, we've got a big plan tonight for you guys.
Yep.
The year is winding down. We're like almost there. It's crazy. So that means we need some best of 2020 content. And we are not quite ready to reveal best movies of 2020. We're going to do that next week, right? Because then I think the week after is the first.
The week after is the first, which makes it the look forward
to
what we have coming in 2021. So I think next year, I'm just going to confess, my Critics Guild doesn't vote until like February. So I have like all the time to like catch up on the Oscar things. So my top 10 is going to be a solid top 10 next week, but it will, I think it's going to vary.
No, it's fine.
It's going to vary until over the next like month or two, but I've been watching a lot of good things.
You do what you got to do. It's your list. And even if you watch everything and make a list, and then in a couple of years you come back and you're like, what was I thinking? That should have been higher than that. You know what? That's okay, because opinions can change.
No, I did that. I did my best of horror list and I wrote it. And like, I gave Train to Busan Peninsula like a 4.5. I loved it when it hit, and I still love it. Well, I was gonna say I loved it when it hit, and I gave it 4.5. But then, like all of a sudden, a few months passed, and I was like comparing it to everything else, and literally, I had to do exactly what you said, where I'm like, all right, I'm gonna rank this a little lower because now that I have comparatively doing this, like I never do that, but I don't know, like I was just so high in Peninsula when it came out, and like. One of the annoying things sometimes is having to do a review like the next day. Mm-hmm. But the more I thought about it, I'm like, this is a very good movie still. I still like it way more than most, but I think there's a few better horror movies.
That's that's the nature of having an opinion about anything. Like, who knows what your mind frame was, what you're in the mood for. Rewatchability can become a factor after multiple viewings about how you feel about a movie. There's a million things. And then, the comparative thing stresses me out. I was just going through that because of Wonder Woman 1984. That's why, and I know it's a very popular comment when you give a score at the end of a review, and I'll never forget this, and everyone out there will probably remember, I love Power Rangers. You know, I
do.
love
I know you do.
the recent Power Rangers movie. I think I gave it something like an 8.7 out of 10. I freaking love that movie and stand by that score. But after I gave that score, every single review, there was always multiple people who would jump in the comments and be like, well, this score means nothing because you gave Power Rangers an 8.7 out of 10. First of all, that's my opinion and I stand by it. But also,
You're allowed to.
It's not a 1-to-1. I mean, even in terms of comparing the score that I gave Wonder Woman to Wonder Woman 1984, that was years ago. I was in a different mind frame, and I mean, even when you're talking about sequels, you could also be judging something in a completely different sense, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, because you're comparing something against the original. So like a standalone movie, everything is viewed as standalone in my mind. But like when you have a sequel, it gets a little harder because you now have to take continuity. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to think of how to explain it. It's also, so you haven't seen Wonder Woman yet, have you?
I have not.
So one of the things that I said in my review is the first Wonder Woman, the first 2/3 of the movie are great. And then I really didn't like the third act, the big action set piece at the end. Whereas I found Wonder Woman 1984 just fine all the way through. So it's in a sense, like it's not even a direct comparison. It's two different kinds of assessments. You know what I mean?
Well, it's the Rotten Tomatoes thing in a way where I always bring this up, where everyone looks at Rotten Tomatoes and, oh my God, a 96%. This movie is one of the best of the year. But if you look at something like Doctor Strange, the first one, this is always my first go-to, that has like a 95, 96, like something in the 90s percentage. And if you look at the actual scores, nothing goes higher than like a 3.5. A bunch of people found it pretty fine.
They used to, I don't think they do this anymore, but Rotten Tomatoes used to not only have the tomato meter score, but they used to have an average out of 10 or, on a letter scale, whatever it was. And I found that to be a more accurate assessment of a movie than, let's say, a tomato meter score that's 90 plus when all of the reviews are basically giving it a just passing grade.
Right. And then you look at something that has a 50% that gets looked over, but it's a 50% because 10 people gave it 10 out of 10 and 10 people gave it 0 out of 10. Like, I'm going to take that movie every day because the ones that get the passing grade, sure, I'll get to it eventually. But like, I want to see something ambitious. I want to see something that's going to piss half the viewers off and make the other half love it.
I think the moral of the story is value what the critic says more than the grade. And also just respect the fact that all opinions on these movies matter. You don't have to have the same one. I feel like I go through this every single time we have a big release where, because I like to engage in the community, like in the comment section.
In the community?
I like to get some feedback, and I like to know what other people think about the movies that I'm reviewing. But I feel like it's like a cyclical thing where, and actually, this isn't even necessarily a bad thing, but I wind up assessing my own rating scale when I have these kinds of moments, if you know what I mean. And just like I always put a lot of thought into every single score I give, but more so just assessing like the nature of a grade and what it really means to me, depending on where it falls. You know, you ever get in that pattern?
I like second guessing yourself. Are you saying like you look at?
No, I'm not second guessing myself. Just, I mean, broadly, I guess what it means to, let's say, give something a 3 out of 5.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
I mean?
Yeah, I do. I get stuck up with like
an answerable question or an indescribable, like you can't narrow it down to like a bullet point instruction list of what should equal that score. But sometimes I get myself like wrapped up in that thought.
Yeah, I think sometimes like I'll use the same reasoning and something will get a 2.5 or a 3. Like the review will sound the same, but either it's just eking this way or eking that way. It's what it is. I don't know. We all have feelings. We're just critics kind of giving our opinion out there. We're just rolling with it. Honestly, we're just rolling with it ourselves.
That is what it is to a point. Just rolling with it and just rolling with how you feel in the moment.
Yeah, it's literally just I am loving this right now enough. I am bored to tears, and I don't. I've reassessed movies. I've gone back and said I am wrong. Wow, I don't know why I love this to beginning.
Have we ever talked about that? What's a movie that you really didn't like on first viewing, and then you went back and you really liked it?
I would have to look in. I have
My answer I saw with you. Do you know what it is?
no.
The Invitation.
Oh, I did know that. You did say that because I am still negative on that one.
We saw it at Stateside, a midnight screening, and I walked out and I was just like, what the fuck was that? Like, I did not like it. And then it finally got a regular release, and I watched it again, and now I think it's a genius movie.
I'd have to look back. I definitely have some where I've either given it. I think we're getting into festival territory with that a little bit, and I think festival territory is definitely something that is true, and that's why I try to give like most festival movies I will watch again when they come out because it's only fair. Like when we're at a festival, we are just in the weeds, either exhausted or trying to figure out how to cram work in, or a few other things that we could be at that point, and we see movies in a different way.
I will say I'll take festival exhaustion, and I'll give you that one. If I'm absolutely, utterly exhausted to the point that I'm having a hard time keeping my eyes open, and it's not because like the movie is doing that to me, that's when maybe I shouldn't review this right now, and I should give it another watch when I'm more alert. But when it comes to festival hype, I know it's there. I know it exists, but I don't believe I'm affected by it.
I don't think I am either, because something like Pet Sematary, that was the one that got like reamed recently for being like everyone at South
Pet Sematary. Right.
It was like everyone.
Nobody says about that either.
That's what I'm saying. Like everyone's like, oh, every critic at South by was just like they got invited to an after party, so of course they're gonna love the new Pet Sematary, but it sucks. I rewatched it as soon as it's streaming, and I was like, nope, still love this movie just as much. I don't like festival hype is an easy excuse. That's the thing. It's the easiest excuse for a lot of people to be haters in a way. I don't know how else to say it. Like honest to God, like it's an easy excuse for people to lay out to poo-poo certain things, which sucks. Yes. It's dumb, but
I think that applies to us. I do think that there are some folks out there who might be swayed by certain opportunities, though. Like there's no denying that does exist, but in all honesty, I don't think that I will ever let that cloud my honesty.
And don't worry about it.
Man, reviewing's an interesting world, isn't it, Matt?
Interesting? Sure. That's one way to describe it. Tornado of chaos? Maybe another way? I don't know.
I do very much, at times it's frustrating, but I enjoy thinking about it, especially at the end of the year when you're busy assessing movies and you are sitting there with a gigantic list of things and, doing the one-to-one comparison, because my list of movies I've seen and how I rank them, it's a big mishmash of genre. And, I'm busy sitting there saying, do I rank this comedy higher than this horror movie? And it's a very difficult comparison to make.
Like, there's a thing where like only 2 of my horror movies make it into my actual top 10. I have a lot of horror movies this year that I loved.
Yeah, I think I went heavier on horror this year.
It depends. It depends how things shake out, but I think I'll have like 2 or 3 that are like top 10. I'm talking like straight top 10.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm catching up, and we can start talking about things, and we can start seeing.
Yeah, at a glance, I think I'm. Shit, I might be half horror genre.
I'm 50-50. I'm 50-50 right now, but like I can't ignore some things like Sound of Metal and stuff like that. So it just becomes
good.
I know, and.
Good. All right, but we're not there yet. We're not in top 10 territory just yet, but we did want to do a little bit, I don't know, like an end of the year vibe. So we came up with
superlatives. This is like the high school yearbook when it's like it's all the things like best dressed, best blah, blah, blah.
So we came up with a bunch of categories here, and we're gonna roll through them. Do you want to go with the title one first, or do you want to work our way there?
I think we have 2 that require in-depth, so we can start with one of them, and that can be the title, because the 2 big ones we have are scares and kills. So I think we can start there, and then we can go to
I
some of the
merged
other ones.
scares and kills into one category.
Oh, well, I have 10 options then.
Oh,
Okay.
all right,
no big deal.
We'll go there. I ranked them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you want me to tell you my 5?
You want to go back and forth?
Yeah, I'm fine.
This way you don't take all of mine, and we can kind of adjust if we have
Okay,
to.
that makes sense. All right, so I'll start with my 5. And also, warning, guys, there's going to be some spoilers in this conversation. We won't necessarily explain the ending of a movie or anything, but in order to have this discussion, we do need to talk about some of the stuff. So,
a kill or a scare will be spoiled.
With that being said, my number 5 comes from Spontaneous, which I'm absolutely obsessed with. I think all of the exploding effects are done very well from a special effects standpoint, also the way that they're photographed. But one of the most effective of the bunch is when you get a whole bunch of them when they're in the school and you think that they're okay, and the kid's up there and he's all happy, and boom, and then it's absolute chaos. And it's not even just like gore eye candy entertainment. Every single pop creates this incredible feeling of dread and truly makes you feel like any of the characters you've come to know over the course of the movie can be next, Mara included. I love that sequence.
No, and not to be like morbid about it, but it's a pretty gosh darn good replication of a school shooting. And it's a pretty gosh darn good replication of how these children feel the entire time. And the horror and what they experience, not only in that moment, but after, and how it affects them, all of those things. There is so much more to those kills. And I'm glad you mentioned that scene, because I was thinking about putting the jock in. It's just a really good scene when they're in quarantine, and the jock is just like, you get the whole peppy montage, and they're all happy and they're all trying the drugs and they think they have it figured out, and like the jock gets confident, and all of a sudden it cuts behind. It's like the Cloverfield moment where you get behind the plastic. Behind the plastic.
My favorite shots of all time.
The Cloverfield one. Oh yeah,
the Kaplan death, so good.
Yeah, spoilers. Lizzie Kaplan dies in Cloverfield. Sorry.
Yeah, Cloverfield is shit. Is that movie 12 years old?
At least. I think it just celebrated 10 movie, like a year or two ago. Wow. Yeah. But yeah, so I agree with you on the Spontaneous, 100%.
I love Spontaneous.
That might be in my easily top 20 for me. Top 10.
I'm not revealing anything yet.
That's a good point. Okay. So I will go with so you threw me a loop here, because I got to do kills and scares at this point.
Okay.
I'm going to go with number 5. All right, screw it. I'm going to go with a kill here. And I'm going to say, did you see the Mortuary Collection?
I didn't, but everyone out there knows that I make that year-end montage. And usually that's one of the best ways for me to catch up on things that I've missed that are on favorite of the year lists. And that came up quite a bit. So I did just watch the trailer, actually.
So for those who don't know, Mortuary Collection is on Shudder. It is a horror anthology. It is very 70s, 80s practical effects, very fun. It's a very cool vibe. Clancy Brown is a mortician, and he's telling his new apprentice about some of the deaths that he has heard of as the corpses passed his table. And one such is a dude bro who is a fraternity brother and typical bedpost kind of guy. He hooks up with a girl. He doesn't use protection. He gets impregnated by a demon. So he's now birthing, or it basically is a rapid pregnancy in a guy. And the death happens at the end of this segment where, spoilers, but he births the demon out of his penis. And you see everything. It explodes. It's fucking graphic. Dick, balloon, pop, crazy. It's nuts. It is absolutely.
Watch tonight while I'm buzzed.
Yeah. Oh, it's a good buzz movie. Yeah. And it's like 90 minutes, maybe. I think it's like 90 minutes about. It is woof. It is a lot, but yeah, it brings the gore real heavy.
So Matt, I want to jump to the chat. Tell me one thing: is Possessor on your list anywhere?
It is not on my list.
It's not on my list either, but Mirror Domains is not wrong about this. That this might be one of the most, I mean, not death, not a death, but this might be one of the most graphic fight scenes I've seen all year. That is, talk about some A+ special effects makeup. Holy shit.
Yeah, and to say that in a movie that ends the way it does.
Whew.
Yeah. To say that that's the part that stands out is like, whoa.
Brutal. All right. You want my number 4?
Yeah, go.
I'm kind of cheating again here because I'm kind of going with sequences and not necessarily specific scenes or kills or scares, but I'm just going to give it to the whole third act of Relic. This is another one, you know, like similar to Spontaneous, where it makes you feel the panic of the moment. That's kind of what Relic does, as, you know, you get into that, I guess I'll call it like a twisted haunted house vibe, but where you're basically like being consumed by the grandmother's condition and mind frame. And it gives you the feeling of that terror of being, I don't know, I guess like kind of trapped in your own world, out of reach of the comforts that you know. And it's just such like a stunningly executed end scare sequence there that, I mean, it isn't just scary visuals, it's scary visuals that serve the entire story that, you know, and the big moment that the movie was building towards. And it is just one of the most wow-worthy things I've seen all year, especially from a first-time feature director.
Yeah, and it's not even just about being trapped at that point. It's also being lost. It's a labyrinth, and as we know, it's a film that deals with mental deterioration, Alzheimer's, and it's you are no longer recognize what's around you, and you can no longer navigate that, and how hard that is to do. And then couple that with, if we're talking about the third act, we're talking about the shape shift, whatever you want to call it, the shedding of the skin, which is the most gutting representation of losing a loved one and someone becoming someone you do not recognize anymore. The shedding of that exterior is so symbolic and representative, and it's nuts because it's so simple. And I don't mean that to sound derogatory. It is the clearest metaphor for what is trying to be told in any story that deals with this kind of Alzheimer's, mental deterioration in a loved one, especially kind of narrative. So it's like to see that and just go like, wow, how has this not been done before? And holy shit.
And like the thing about that too is you get to see it from 3 different perspectives and 3 different stages of life. So no matter who you are and what situation you're in your life, it's coming for you. It's going to get you.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It is a lot.
It's also good. It's also tremendous. And it should also be watched.
Not the most pleasant watch in the world, but you know, it earns how uncomfortable it makes you.
And also that those kind of watches are equally rewarding because we should strive to feel things when we watch cinema. I don't think it should just be entertainment all the time. Don't get me wrong. I have my entertainment watches, but
I'm with you.
I want to be moved.
I appreciate stories told on screen that tackle the things that are too hard for me to contemplate in real life.
Totally.
And I need that in order to learn how to actually work through those challenges.
Yeah. It's I had the same kind of reaction to Relic than I did like The Farewell. It's like those go hand in hand, and like just those movies that allow us to experience maybe things that we ourselves are putting off, you know. It kind of lets us be okay with our own thoughts and be alone with them for a little bit. That's good.
Yep. It is.
Art is healing. Art is healthy. Healing is healthy. Any case, I'm going to my next one.
Your number 4?
My number 4. Yeah, I'm gonna have a scare. I'm gonna throw a scare in here, and I'm not trying to go only Shudder. I apologize, but I'm gonna go back to Shudder. It's a movie called Z. Yes.
You know what else I did today? I watched the Z trailer, and it looks freaking great. So when I was doing my montage, that was the trailer that, you know, it bumped its movie up to the top of the list.
It's the better come play. That's all I need to say. But there's also a great little scare sequence in there that genuinely made me jump like out of my couch, I guess I will say, because I was at home at this point, so I was at the couch. But like one of those gotcha moments that you should probably see coming in hindsight, but you don't. And let's just say that a small child has a imaginary friend named Z, but maybe Z isn't all that imaginary. Maybe Z is real. Maybe Z comes to life sometimes, and maybe Z tells the kid to do something. We don't know, but he goes on a little play date, and the moms are talking in the kitchen, and there's a nice little staircase in the background, perfectly shot where it's in the background as the parents are talking. And you don't think anything wrong, and all of a sudden this kid drops down the staircase and I think he hits the railing. He gets drastically injured. This kid almost dies, but like, it is one of those gut punch moments of everything is fine. One of those scenarios where two moms are drinking wine, just bullshitting, and all of a sudden a kid comes out of nowhere and falls down a flight, like a whole corridor, and like a whole staircase, like middle, and just the slam effect and hearing it. It's so good.
Which should I watch first?
I mean, if you're okay, Z, you need to pay attention to.
All right, never mind.
Collection is fun.
I'll wait until I'm sober.
Yeah, but Z has one of the best scares of the year with that. It's just so brutal. It's so brutal, and it's worse because it's kids. Obviously, it's just so good.
All right, I'm gonna get to that hopefully this weekend. All right, you want my next one?
No, I'm
cheating again. It's more of a sequence than a specific scene.
So you make these rules and then you don't even follow them.
When there weren't any specific rules. We make our own rules in the Merri Hour.
This is true. That is a good point.
It's the platform.
Oh.
And the scariest sequence of the platform for me is floor 171. Do you know what happens on floor 171?
I vaguely.
It's when he wakes up tied to the bed.
Okay.
And he's essentially being threatened to be eaten piece by piece because they're not going to get any food on that floor. And making it even worse, it's a situation where I think it's actually said this way. If he's just killed outright and like hacked up for meals, the meat, he will rot. So he needs to be kept alive and slowly chipped away at. That movie messes with my head every single time I watch it. But that scene in particular, I feel for him, and it gives me chills. The length people will go to get what they need.
I mean, that whole movie is horrifying. Even in the scenes of gluttony, where you just have level-headed, rational people saying, "Hey, if you just eat what you need, we can all live," and the guy on top saying "fuck you" and just like literally shoveling things into his mouth.
It's so nauseating. That's not how the human body works either. It's like
it's not at all.
If you're on floor 6 and you just shovel shit in your mouth all day long. When you go to floor 171, it's not like it carries over that long. You're on the floor for a whole month. In
any case, platform, great movie on Netflix also, so easily streamable. What should I go with? The death next? I'm gonna go with a death. Okay.
I'm betting you're going with another Shudder title.
No, not at all. This is a video on demand title.
Okay.
It is called Aqua Slash. Have you heard about Aqua Slash, Perri?
What is Aqua Slash?
Aqua Slash is a I think it's French Canadian slasher film, and it takes place at a water park. Okay. And a maniac puts giant metal blades into the water slides.
Ugh. Yeah. I have goosebumps just thinking about that.
So I want to say out front, it is not as good as it sounds. I'm just gonna warn people because I sat through it. It is essentially a very bad teen raunch comedy for a long time. You don't get the actual kill until the end, and then you just get one sequence of a few deaths with it. But that's because they couldn't have the blades in there the whole time. I get it, awesome. So, but when you do get that kill sequence, there's a whole event around it. All these kids that are celebrating graduation, they line up 3 per tube, and it's like a toboggan race to the bottom. And the girl that hits the blades, and it goes full practical, and they hold on the shot, and she goes right into these X blades as she's going down the tube, and her body, look at me right now. This is how it cuts her. So you get chunk 1, chunk 2,
right,
and chunk 4. rocketed at the camera, and then all the blood comes down the slide, and it's like red blood pouring down a water slide with the fucking practical bits. It's so good.
I might just, watch the movie, but scrub to that part.
Scrub to the end. It's honestly not. It's like it's terrible until that point, and then it's good.
Oh, well, I'll watch it for just that. All right. You want my next one?
If I have to.
This is where I thought you were going next for whatever reason, but host has to come up eventually. And I'll tell you.
I have host on here. But I think we'll be different.
I think we will be too, because I think I might be in the minority on this one for some reason. Like, I still think it's a great moment no matter what, but this just happens to be specific to me, it seems, as far as it's scaring me over and over. But I'm going with the very end of Host. When you see the Zoom countdown coming to a close, and you have such a traditionally shot push into darkness, where that shot from the second it starts, it is telling you jump scare coming, wait for it. But there's something about having that push, seeing the clock wind down, and never fully being able to gauge when that's coming. And it's incredible how many times I've watched that movie, and I think I do have it timed at this point.
Where
it got me over and over and over again.
I will
Host.
I won't use this as one of mine, but I'll stay with you because Host 100% was on my list of scares and stuff like that. For me, it is the character who has the background GIF of herself walking into the room, and like, you think there's going to be something with that. You think like that's going to get possessed, and maybe that starts like looking at her from behind. I think that would have been a great scare. And when I talked to Rob Savage about it, he's like,
it wouldn't have made sense though.
Well, if it possessed the GIF somehow, just something like paranormal. Yeah. And he said he wanted to do something with it, but he's like, we couldn't pull it off in pandemic. But mine 100% is when she goes away for a little bit and you just see the GIF and you're like, wait, where'd she go? And then her head just slams in over and over. Oh, it's so good. That got me.
Her performance is one of my I love them all, but her performance is one of my favorite of the bunch, because like Rob really just like dumped so much of the heavy, like she's literally 75% of the movie crying.
Yeah, no. She has a lot of the fear, paranoid beats.
I thought you were going to. I thought you might have picked the toss out the window.
It's a good one. But I feel like that's been done a little bit before. So for me, it was just being able to use Zoom, like you said, like you were looking at the countdown, knowing that jump scare was coming. I was looking at that screen with the GIF and going, "That's bad. Something bad's going to happen with that. That's not good."
Oh, I love that movie so much.
Right. So then I'm not going to use that. That won't be my next one. But my next one I will give to, I mean, we're getting down to it at this point. So I'm going to use Invisible Man, and I'm going to use.
I wonder if you're going to take mine. I don't think you're going to.
Emily's Death?
Oh, no, you did.
Fuck.
That's the restaurant scene.
Yeah, the restaurant scene. I mean,
it's a good transition. You make it your 2, and I'll make it my 1.
There you go. It's the thing of we assume it is safe. As we've been told through horror movies, being in public is safe. You're going to a restaurant. There's tons of people around. This is the one place we can meet, and the killer cannot find us here or want to be here because they'll get found out. But when the killer's invisible, fuck the rules. So literally you get the scene of, number one, it is gaslighting to the extreme in like just this form of brutal slasher deathness, because sister and sister sit down at a table. You get the crazy one who's already being pegged as crazy and being set up to be the psychopath. And you watch the knife just float in the air, and you see Emily just sitting there going like, what's happening? Slice right across the neck in front of everyone. Knife goes back down. It is so infuriating. Like, and I think infuriating is the right word, because it's horrifying because of what happens, but also it's infuriating because he gets away with it so easily. And you can almost feel the Invisible Man just smiling with what he's just done, going like, you made this easy. You went in public. I just set you up perfectly. This is done.
Yeah, I'll echo everything you just said. In particular, that scene turning the idea of being out in public being safe on its head. I think that was one of the smartest things that was done there. But also, and I think you see this throughout the entire movie, but this is just one of my favorite examples of it. The way that Lee Winnell photographs the Invisible Man and how creative he can get with that character. And that is exactly what this is. This is probably one of the moments that caught me by surprise the most in 2020. The last thing in the world I thought was going to happen in that moment was her death. And then it happened. And now, this is going to sound sick and twisted, but every time I watch the movie, I look forward to that scene just because I love watching how it's all choreographed and orchestrated. It's just so well done.
I should have gone with the scare then, and I should have given you this one because my scare was the paint can. Or it's paint, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's so close. The proximity is what got me there, because especially seeing on the big screen, which I was happily able to do, it's not just a part of him. The entirety of the Invisible Man is now on screen, and it's exposed so quick. Like, the editing cut is perfect, where it just zooms in really quick with the edit. The paint hits it, and all of a sudden it's just in your face, and like the soundtrack booms at that right moment. Good, very good.
Yeah, that's a good one too. And that's another one that deserves like an extra little bonus point because it's something that was revealed in the trailer, but still, while I was watching it in the movie, it still made me jump.
Worked gangbusters. And again, if you can sell something in a trailer and then still get us to jump when it's actually in the movie, that's
a win.
Something special.
Did you say that you're not making that your one, or you did?
That was only my 2, I think, right?
The restaurant scene is my 1. I thought the restaurant scene was your 2, but it doesn't matter. Who cares?
It's not labeling at this point. I've said 4 things so far. So
more. So what's your others?
Well, I mean, easily. So I will throw another. I want to get, because I just used that scare. I mean, for me, it's another movie. So here's the fun thing about like the kill sequences. I'm pulling them from movies I don't like. So like Random Acts of Violence, I didn't like that movie. I think it's a real bad way of doing the violence in media metaphor. I think it's real kind of not good at it and kind of dumb. But The Terrible Triptych is a fantastic kill sequence. Not even kill sequence. It's a death, basically. It's a crime scene.
I was looking forward to it, but I heard awful things about it and then just bumped it off the list.
Yeah, you're fine doing that. But I mean, again, for those who don't know, the gist of the movie is that a comic book designer, artist, creator is inspired by true life crime. So he creates his own serial killer and people love it. And that also inspires maybe someone who has killed before and wants to now prove to this comic creator that he's not done. And like, he does this by using the creator's illustrated deaths. So he's mimicking the media. He's mimicking what he sees and taking full force that idea, I guess we'll call it, that people are influenced by the media, whether they know it or not. And violence is responsible for that, which kind of fuck the way they approach that. I think it's not good the way they approach it, but there is a particular death called The Terrible Triptych. It is 3 poor people in a car who I'm going to say they get tied together after they're dead, and their bodies kind of form a shrub. They're all naked and put together in a way that they're kind of put in a 3 where they're all facing different directions, sitting down, and their arms are all out in like positions like this. And it looks like a giant human shrub. And it is gross.
I'm going to pass on that one still.
It's not good, but man, it's good practical effects. I have to respect the fact that it's good practical effects in a very dumb movie.
Oh. Going back to the mentality when reviewing movies, you can have a shitty movie overall that has stellar work from individual departments. It's possible.
Yep, it is. It is.
Do you have more?
I mean, are you out already?
Well, I did my 5.
That's right. I did have a few more. I guess I got 2 more I'll mention real quick, and I won't spend too much time on them. But I think his house is very effective in the scares. We know that there aren't really, it's not a kill movie. It's a haunted house movie. And without spoiling this one, because I really want people to see it, and there's a lot of great stuff in it. They are haunted by the ghosts of their past. One of those ghosts lived in the walls, and there are some very effective scenes where said ghost emerges from the walls that are dilapidated and falling down, and you get this grotesque image coming out of the wall. It's good. It's real good. That's all I want to give on that one. And then another shout out to a little Shudder movie, which, once again, I didn't love, but I wish I loved it more because it has a phenomenal scare. It's called Lingering. It's a ghost story in a hotel where like an aunt takes kids in. One is in the orphanage system. The sister's finally like, all right, no, we're going to go live with Auntie. And so they're just at this giant hotel, and outside is a bus stop. And there's a really effective scene where it's kind of you don't know if it's a daydream or not. And the main sister, the older one, is dreaming, I guess we'll call it. And there's someone back turned at the bus stop as she's approaching it, and it's pure dark out, no one else around, and you get this real good turn screw moment where the head just turns around and does a full 180, and all of a sudden it's looking at her, and it's pop scare. I think it falls off too, but like it's a really quick shot, but it's a really effective Asian inspired.
I think it falls off.
Yeah, I again, it's not a movie, so I didn't go back and rewatch it, but I did write it down when it happened, and I'm like, that's an effective scare. It's just it's smiling as it turns around, and it just looks at you with it like the wrong way.
Mirror Domains has a question. Did Fantasy Island have a horror movie? Yes, it did, and that movie stunk. Sorry.
Yeah, did not work for me.
Oh yeah.
No, I saw it.
Yeah, I don't even think any of the scares or kills in that are all that good.
Yeah, there was nothing in there that I thought was worth anything.
I will take a pass on that one. Do we want to move on to our next topic?
I think we should.
The next one that we came up with is a horror actor who needs an Oscar. I think I have the most obvious answer for this. Do you have what you think is a different answer?
I want you to go first.
All right, guess. What is my answer?
So I think you're going to have it down to Spontaneous or Relic.
Oh my God, no.
So you're going to take His House.
No. Well, I put His House in like parentheses as my honorable mention.
Okay, go for it.
Right, well, I'll tell you my honorable mention. I think Wumi Masaku and Shohei Dorisu are, next level phenomenal in His House. They are absolutely incredible in that movie where, I'm hesitant to say it wouldn't have worked without them, but it wouldn't have been the same movie without them. I think between the two of them and Remy Weeks' work behind the lens, it's just, you have like a perfect trio right there. It couldn't have been any better. Their chemistry together is spot on, which is so important because it's like they love each other, but there's tension there, and it's really important for them to weave back and forth between that, and they do it quite well. But my answer to this one is Elizabeth Moss.
Fair.
I was a big believer after I first saw Invisible Man that was an awards-worthy performance. And now, so many months later, after getting a year's worth of content, I still believe that she deserves to be in there. If I were in charge of the Academy Awards, I would give her a nomination for that. And if not that, I would give her a nomination for Shirley.
I was just going to say, they're both right there.
Movies, give her an Oscar nomination.
That's fair. The Moss one makes perfect sense. I would give it. I would almost give it to Shirley. I think.
I respect that. I respect.
Yeah, I think I would give it to Shirley over Invisible Man, but both tremendous.
Shirley is an uncomfortable watch.
Oh, but that's what makes it so good. That is horror. That is straight up psychological horror.
It's like she's hard to watch in that movie, but for the best possible reasons, if that makes any sense. If you haven't seen Shirley, that is a fascinating character study, and also just, it's an actor's movie. The four of them in that movie together and watching them play off each other, it's just like it's standout personalities trying to maneuver this situation where it feels like a powder keg of sorts, and man, does it keep you on your toes.
It's also like imprisonment. It's just, again, it's just so good.
Yeah.
It's so good at the gaslighting, the imprisonment, all
Yeah.
these things that are just, oh man, like, why are you still there? Why didn't you leave? All of a sudden, they're the nice people, then they're the mean people, and
Yeah.
woof. The thing about accepting mediocrity is such a good line.
Yeah. That's one of my rewatches for the weekend because I have to do something on it next week, and
Nice.
I am so excited to revisit that.
I have to revisit too. I have to revisit a very specific thing about it, which I'll tell you later, which is very
Okay.
hilarious.
I want you to tell me that later because I might be in need of some interview questions for it.
Actually, wait, screw it. I'll tell you right here. I'm doing a piece for Slash Film about food and horror, and I'm going to revisit the mashed potatoes because all I wrote down when I watched Shirley was Shirley mashed potatoes.
All
And
right.
there's one great scene where
Yeah.
they're using it to kind of just cut around tension, like past the mashed
Okay.
potatoes, as they're having a giant fight. So I'm gonna dive into that. But
That's a good article.
I am going to go a little more independent. I am going to go out on a limb, and I really, really, really love After Midnight. It's one of my like favorite films of the year. Romance and horror don't really go together usually, and I think that's a very hard thing to blend. To mind, like Spring is one of the better ones. So you have Benson and Moorhead doing it with Spring, and After Midnight blew me away in the sense that, so it's written and directed Jeremy Gardner. This is his movie. He also stars in it, plays the lead role. And how many times do we see a written, directed, starring role for a single dude? And it's played a certain way, let's say. Let's just say it's played more of the male fantasy. Let's say it's played more of that nature. But After Midnight just bears its soul so honestly, and Gardner never falls into that stereotype. Like the way Gardner portrays a man who has lost like the love of his life and is just toiling away in Florida in a house that should be filled with her, but it's just him. And there might be a monster outside too. I love the setup. It's great. So every night he has to battle a monster that is his literal manifestation of demons. And then maybe his love comes back and maybe she enters the picture again. So now you turn the switch from, we've thought that this guy has been heartbroken because he's lost something this entire time. But in actuality, he's the one that drove this thing away. He's the one at fault. And the twist, the way that turns in Jeremy Gardner's performance, I love it. And he does karaoke, and it's such a heartfelt scene, and it's him and Brea Grant, and you just adore them so much. And then the creature strikes, and I want it. I love Jeremy Gardner. I think he did amazing things with After Midnight.
That movie also has one of the best posters of the year.
Yes, hands down. Hands fucking down.
Matt, we have a little commercial break here because this is in the chat. It's Caleb. Caleb is here with a super chat, and that means you're getting your fantasy football update. Which,
go ahead.
Do you want to update anybody on your other leagues? Aren't you like in the playoffs?
Yes, I'm in the playoffs. I just lost Deebo Samuel. I just had Keenan score 1 point. I had Keenan score 1 point for me last night, so I am fucked.
Okay.
I think, unless Dalvin Cook can have a 50-point day again, which would be great. Dalvin, I would love if you did that.
I'll get behind that because I have
Dalvin Cook 50 points, please.
I need that. So I had a little bit of a weird night last night because in one of my leagues, in the Patreon league, where you know who I'm playing in the playoffs in the Patreon league? Luke.
Ah, nice.
So in that league, the first player I had in was Eckler. And, like roughly 12 fantasy points is, it's not terrible, but you would expect a player like him to give you a little more. So that put me behind in that league. But the thing is, in our critics league, I'm playing Kaylin and she has Eckler. So it was like I was going to win no matter what happened.
It was win or lose no matter what in that scenario.
I feel a little more confident in the rest of my team in the Patreon league. So I am kind of glad that happened. But at this point, I think I'm projected to get 142.9 points and Kaylin is projected for 144. So she's just higher than me.
You don't worry about this far out. You don't worry about projections because as my projection went down 15 points because Keenan Allen put up 1 point as opposed to his 16, they don't matter that much.
I mean, all right, projections don't matter that much. The one thing I'm worrying about, though, and Matt, tell me if I'm wrong here.
Okay.
I'm like a little worried about Deshaun Watson and whether or not to take him off of my lineup, because aren't they completely out? Does that make does that turn it into enough of a non-motivating factor? And are they going to not want to risk injuring him? Like, should I not play him?
That's a choice. You have to monitor very closely, see if they announce anything, see if they say anything, but that's all the choice.
Anything as in announcing that they're going to reduce his usage?
Who's your other quarterback?
I don't have another quarterback. I could pick up Baker Mayfield. He's probably
no. You're keeping in Deshaun.
He's been playing well though.
He has been. I sat him this week because he's facing the Giants and they have a very stingy secondary.
Well, there's like really no I could pick up Minshew.
Keep Deshaun in.
All right. Yeah. I feel like every single time I've ever toyed with the idea of taking Watson out, that's usually when he has a big week.
Keep him in.
I think Christy is saying this about Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, no Baker. No Baker.
Do people like not like him in general? He seems like he gets a lot of shit.
He has a reputation.
A reputation for what? I don't know.
For doing absolutely nothing for 3 weeks and then going nuts for 3 weeks. He's just not consistent. He's the quarterback who will get you there, but he has yet to prove it himself to be the quarterback that is clutch.
Okay. All right. I'm keeping Watson. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks, Caleb, for bringing that up at all. All right. We've got more topics. Next one, best new horror filmmaker, and we've given ourselves 2 picks each. Do you think we have the same?
I feel like we might have won the same, but I feel like
all right.
I'll use my one that you don't have first.
Okay, go.
So I'm going to use Get Duked. I don't think you are.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, no. So I'm using Get Duked because Ninian Doff is a prolific music video director. And I feel like music video directors always get kind of a bad rap for coming over to the feature length section. Joseph Kahn it's been something that's plagued his career. People use that all the time. And I'm not going to lie, like Get Duked feels like it comes from a music video director. There's an interim rap sequence. Music is a huge part of it. You know, like Run the Jewels is a major part of this movie, but it's never at the disadvantage of narrative, and it's never at the disadvantage of the way the story flows. It doesn't feel like one of those chopped up, every sequence is just its own little vignette and then it moves on. This is very much a very, very fun, the most dangerous game on acid. Like, it's the best way to put it.
This was the one that was called Boys in the Wood before?
Yes. It was called Boys in the Wood, changed to Get Duked. Get Duked has meaning in the film because 3 boys are taking the Duke of Edinburgh Awards, and they just have to navigate the Highlands for a few days, and they learn teamwork and camaraderie and all these things. But then they get hunted by elitists who want to kill them because they see the younger generation as not deserving of this world. So you get some classism, you get some nice rich versus poor, you get all these things going on. But again, Doff really, really earned my respect in the way that he went all out. It's kind of like Attack the Block in terms of energy. It has that Edgar Wright style, but it is still Ninian Doff's movie. It's still very much Ninian Doff's. You can see the music video kind of guy in him wanting to come out, but it's restrained, and he's able to do that, and it's really, really good.
I've been meaning to circle back to that one ever since missing it at when it debuted. All right, you ready for my first one?
Yeah.
I feel like there's 3 left total, so I'm hoping we cover all 3. But I'll go with one that we've already brought up and just say Remy Weeks, because I think what he does in his house is just a sign that he's capable of anything. I mean, it's one of those movies that, you know, bolsters this idea that I've become obsessed with, that horror can get at some very real, you know, like trying and difficult topics to discuss. And they can bring things out of those topics that you might not expect. and bring you closer to them, even when that's not your experience and when you feel distant from that situation. And what he does in that movie in every single department with his actors, I mean, that is an actor-director collaboration that is just spot on and, really, really working. But also the way he captures all of his scares and that location and the way he builds all that out and the creature design and the score. I mean, literally, I can name every single thing that went into that movie. And you kind of know that he was the conductor of that orchestra, bringing it together so seamlessly. And given the fact that he has had so much experience in other realms of media creation beyond feature filmmaking, I just have a good feeling that all of that combined speaks to his boundless potential, and also the fact that he'll always stay true to his unique visions. And that's what makes him such an exciting filmmaker to me.
Yeah. Horror and history and culture are the great intersection. You can say things in horror that are accentuated, and you can exploit certain fears that would play one way in a drama. But in horror, you can say a lot more by using metaphors and using creatures and monsters and things like that. And all of a sudden, when you watch something like His House or La Llorona, or a lot of movies this year, actually, it was a big year for international horror that was based on history. All of that stuff, all of a sudden you start questioning what we perceive to be as scary in monsters, because some things we learn in history books, and that's just a lesson, and other things we're terrified of that we make up in our mind. So it's like, why the fuck is a zombie to us scarier than genocide and oppression? It's one of those things that is able to come out when you watch like one of these movies and you realize, oh shit, we've maybe been fearing the wrong things.
It's a good way to put it. All right.
So here's what I'll say.
You say one, and then I'm sure I'll say the other.
I'm going to do something. If we're making our own rules, screw this. I'm going to do my own thing here. I'm going to have a pick for best first feature that's not horror. So I'll let you take whichever one is left, and that's fine, because I forgot. I have another one that I can use. But
I want to hear what your pick is first.
Yeah, no, I'm going to use Baby Teeth, which I just watched.
Baby Teeth. You
haven't seen it yet?
No.
Okay, so Baby Teeth is from Shannon Murphy, who has done a lot of shorts and also TV work. It's feature debut 100%, but you could tell this is someone that's a little more confident, and that's not a knock at all. It is 100% a first feature, and it is very, very good. It is this year's. Take this as a negative or positive. I take it as a positive because I love this movie, but Me, Earl and the Dying Girl, it's this year's version. It's an Australian movie about a girl who, has cancer and is in a bad place, we'll call it, and falls in love with a drug dealer. And maybe the parents are not that happy about this scenario. But at the same time, how do you deal with that? Because time is limited for your daughter. That things can go south very quickly. So it becomes a very, we'll say quirky, but also very heartfelt, very honest, and having the finality of death linger over causes it causes some choices to be made within the family, but it never gets ridiculous. It never gets to the point where you fall out of the story. And the way that Shannon Murphy just keeps you in, man, every beat, every it hurts. Parts of the movie really hurt to watch, but that's just an expression of how good the film is.
I couldn't do the junket for that one for a conflict, and I remember just marking it down and meaning to come back to it, and I never did. It's
confident. It bounces around. It's very colorful. It's very just rebellious in a way. And
we might have beer pong guests. We got a lot of shit to roll through. So I'm going to quickly, I'm going to cheat and name two people because I have a feeling you feel strongly you feel strongly about both. I know that. First one, Natalie Erica James, the writer-director behind Relic. I believe she is working on her next feature film. And, I'd probably say a similar thing about Relic as I did His House. I mean, that's just a prime example of a director with a really clear vision and the ability to execute it. That's a concept that easily could have fallen apart unless she had a firm handle on every single department of that crew. And she most certainly does. And then the other one I want to shout out is Rob Savage. I mean, holy shit. Talk about, taking our situation in 2020 and making something of it. I'm so impressed by what he did with the restrictions that we're facing right now. And I'm thankful for it too, because I needed that movie. And I think I needed a movie that addressed it like that as a genre lover. And I appreciated the fact that Host wasn't just something that played into the Zoom found footage shtick well, but it was just, I mean, it was kind of a great story overall. I still can't believe how much character development we get in that 60-minute movie. Like, that was a group of friends that I genuinely want to hang out more with. So
I was gonna say, like, Rob Savage the whole time we talked was just saying over and over again, I wasn't like prying, but he kept making the point, like, listen, everyone's afraid of pandemic movies during the pandemic because it's like, why would you do this? But it's not a pandemic movie. He's like, I was asked to make a film in these circumstances, but I made a film. I didn't specifically make it going like, all right, we have to tone it to this, because that's how you get Songbird.
I'm not watching that one.
Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad.
I am going to watch Greenland tomorrow night, though. And I'm looking forward to that. I heard good things.
Monica loved it. Go.
Okay. So we have 2 more topics. One pick each.
They're easy.
Best TV show first?
Yeah, sure. Episodics.
All right. I think I'm hoping you make your choice what I think you're going to make it, and I
have options.
All right. So I'm purposely not saying a certain something right now. I'm picking Bly Manor, and I do love Bly Manor. I don't want to make it sound like I like Bly Manor any less than I do. I think I've watched that whole season of TV maybe 4 times, and I did it for work, and I also did it for pleasure, because every single time I watch that, I find little hidden details. And also, oh my God, talk about rich character development and world building. I mean, that is using horror elements with purpose, talking about, almost like coming of age experience and how a relationship can blossom in the midst of all of that, and dealing with this. I mean, here's another thing that, it's a show that addresses a concept that's very difficult for us to deal with, for loss and just the unknowing as far as what's, what lies ahead as far as the afterlife. That is a beautiful way to dig into all of that. And I thought that show was excellent.
So I will take, I haven't watched it yet. I haven't watched Bly yet. I still haven't gotten to it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It just kept getting shoved off for certain things, but I'm going to give this one to, oh man, I have a few, and I'm going to give it to The Boys.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to give it to The Boys because, again, as someone who read the comics and who knew the approach that they could have taken, and to say that there is so much there's some unneeded vulgarity in the comics that they leave out of the show. And I know if you watch the show, you're thinking, how could it get worse? Oh my God, it does. It gets way worse. I promise you. The comics are they're a little hard at times. So I was most impressed this season because it didn't waver in taking the stance against, let's just outright say, Nazism and things of that nature. It did not get rid of those subplots, and it found a way to make it relevant. And not only that, it found a way to beat our reality, where I was watching episodes of The Boys, but like, they predicted things that were even happening. It was a lot to watch. And I know that's why some people didn't. And that is totally respectable, because why would you want to see the heinous shit that we have to live every day on our screens, which is fine. But some of the performances in there, I mean, Anthony Starr as Homelander is just so good. He is just villain to the extreme, and the kind of villain that is a villain in our lifetimes, not just the overt villain that we're used to.
I didn't want my reaction to come across like I think The Boys wasn't deserving of your pick, because I love the season of The Boys, but I was hoping you would go with Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist, because
I love Zoe's. Please don't get me wrong. We've talked about it. We both adore Zoe's.
I just pre-taped an interview for Zoe season 2, and I'm so excited. The show comes back in the new year. Please, guys, if you have not already watched it, because I think we've both blabbed about it on this show enough, but
too much.
If you missed out on Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist, do not write that off as a silly musical that you don't need in your life. There's so much more to it than that. You need to watch it. All right, we have one more topic, and that is the best comfort watch.
Comfort.
So this is the year when we all need it. So we thought it was fitting to conclude with this. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to?
Yeah, I can tackle this. This is
Okay.
I have a few, but I'm not going in depth on them. I'm just gonna say what they are and just kind of move on from them. I just watched Monster Hunter. It's big, dumb, stupid fun. I'm sorry. I had a blast with it. It's not
All right.
tremendously good, but it's Paul W.S. Anderson doing more big, expensive video game movies, and this one actually turns out pretty damn okay. So I was comforted by Monster Hunter because it's like under 90 minutes. It's perfect. It's right where it needs to be. It doesn't have a third act, but that's fine because we get a sequel. So don't worry about it. Also, I keep mentioning it, but seriously, like cooking shows have been huge for me. And binging the new seasons of like Somebody Feed Phil, the chef show, they've made my heart feel very good. And again, Chef's Table Barbecue, just watching these stories of people using food and culinary and coming together through it, where I thought one of the things in Somebody Feed Phil, the new episode, every episode ends with him taking all his guests that he takes on these trips out to a final dinner, just getting everyone together and like being happy. And I thought that would make me like miss everything that much more. But it's not, because I know what is waiting after this and what we can do again. And I don't know. Phil is the Anthony Bourdain meets Mr. Rogers, and I didn't think that would work for me, but it is. So I'm finding comfort there. Good comfort.
I look forward to the after as well. So I'm cheating again with this one. It's not a new show to 2020. These 2 seasons came out before, but I have to go with Cobra Kai because season 3 is right around the corner. And I had to rewatch seasons 1 and 2 in order to prep for season 3. I also rewatched the Karate Kid movies. But for Cobra Kai in particular, that show just, I don't know, like in a sense, it feels like a warm hug of nostalgia in the best possible way. I've said this about the show a couple of times, but it's well worth repeating. That show, in an industry that is mighty obsessed with milking a popular property for everything it's worth, whether it's serving the story or not, Cobra Kai is a prime example of bringing back something popular and doing something of value with it. It's so good the way it continues those 2 lead character stories, but then also how it takes what they've learned over the course of this franchise and funnels it down to the younger ensemble. It all works so well, and like I have such high hopes for what we have to look forward to in that 3rd season. It doesn't matter if I'm prepping to cover season 3 or if I'm watching it any time of year. When I press play on a Cobra Kai episode, like I feel good. I feel good. I feel happy, like safe and motivated, if that makes much sense.
I will say my one thing of I had no nostalgia going to Cobra Kai, and that's why I didn't watch it immediately, and I was hooked. So the fact that you don't have to love Karate Kid and all this stuff, they did exactly what you just said. They told their own story, and they just told a really good goddamn story at that. So it excels doing that. It excels.
Who's your favorite character, Matt?
Oh man, I'm blank. Like I
only pick one.
Real hard. Like I want to say Stingray just because of the comedic. Like I know he's just the comedic relief, but his moments are so good when he brings the adult woman to the kids party, and he's like, "They're my friends." Like, no, it's just so good.
All right, I'm Team Hawk for life. I don't care what he does. I'll always forgive him.
I got to be honest. I think Amelia said this too, but I'm not Team Hawk. I hate that arc. I think it's.
No, I love it.
I don't know.
I love it. I think he's the coolest. I think he kicks ass. All right. So
comments and statements here. All right.
We got partners here, or at least you do. Mine I think has disappeared, but as I say that, I'm like waiting for her to pop back into frame. So I'm gonna bring. Oh no! You have nothing to do that, Whoop! That was very loud.
I'll yell at him.
Hey, you're back there. I can. Oh, wait, I could have muted him.
Well, I can private chat too.
I can wait. Ready? I'm gonna unmute him and see what happens. Ready? 1, 2, 3. There's some sort of very loud noise. Try unhooking up your AirPods. Nope. Still there. I'm just gonna keep randomly pressing it for intermittent jump scares.
RIP headphone.
And look at that. Christy's not there.
Sorry. I have to have a mic this week because I realized last week that my audio has been terrible and no one's told me. So this should be better?
No, I don't think it's been that bad because I don't bring my mic downstairs when I go play. I'm just using the laptop speaker.
Just prioritize is when you don't have a mic in. Talk. Nope. When you
wait, Matt, say something I don't like.
No, you can't censor.
Say something I'm not gonna like. Matt, can I cut your hair?
No, Power Rangers.
Great.
What is that even happening?
There's something funky with Ari's audio.
Oh.
As Ari just literally is muttering in mute. Yeah, actually, yeah.
I can't read what it's I'm too far away from my camera.
Oh yeah, don't worry. Yeah.
Here, wait. Yeah. Ari, try to drop out and maybe come back in.
Yeah, I was having weird issues when I tuned in. I don't know if you guys saw I kept popping into the room and out of the room.
Yeah, I saw that.
It was because you guys were coming across Robody, but in spurts. So I restarted my browser, and that's.
I wonder if it's because we started talking about host.
Barnes is the host. Still Laura Barr. This is just always.
Sorry, my hands are dry.
Still there.
Did you just mute?
I muted him again.
Yep.
What if you go?
Try getting rid of the AirPods.
Matt, what is on your shirt?
It's Chad.
Don't say that like I'm supposed to know what that means.
Chad, what do you mean? It's Chad, bro.
I don't know what that means. I'm assuming it's some Gen Z thing. I don't understand.
There's a.
Right.
No, that's good. That's good.
Yes.
Okay,
All right,
so yeah,
I'm dropping out so I can go downstairs.
Yeah,
I guess I just can't use the AirPods this week.
It's fine.
That's really
actually,
sad.
most people don't usually. Sorry, but yes, this is from the Friday the 13th video game. Chad has a very unique face when he dies, so I turned it into a shirt.
Wow, I for a second thought you had green screened a shirt and that's what you picked, but it's worse. You own that.
Yeah, I own this. This is a part of my collection.
You want to see the level of nerd I'm operating on tonight? This is my bottle opener. Whoop.
Wait, okay. Oh, that's good. That's a good one. I have a Predator head bottle opener.
Someone gave that to my husband. They're like, Zach, you're nerdy.
Let me guess, they got it in a loot crate?
Probably. I don't know.
Yeah.
We have all kinds of stuff because people are like, oh, you're nerdy. Yeah. So I get Doctor Who stuff, and he gets literally anything fantasy related. So we do have sci-fi stuff for him too, but like I have ice cube molds that look like Han Solo and carbonite.
That's cool.
Waffle maker that makes waffles the shape of the Millennium Falcon.
I want the Death Star one. Yeah.
He also got some really fun mugs that are D&D themed that are delightful, and it says like Potion of Healing is my favorite.
Well, and it's all the it's every time people got Loot Crate stuff, it was just like anything horror related got put to me. It's like, here, man, here's a Camp Crystal like pin, and I'm just like, okay, I don't wear pins, but thank you. Like, cool.
Loot Crate so hard, and then I was like, I have no room left, but we've moved.
Nope. I cut Loot Crate out for like 4 months. I was like, oh, this is just a bunch of stuff I'll never need. This is bad.
I do have some really fun things from Loot Crate. I actually have something I feel like this isn't a sponsored ad.
Could be though. Loot Crate, give us shit.
Loot Crate, but they sent me this really beautiful Futurama ship.
Wait.
Magnetically attached, so I love that about it.
Hold on, wait, Christy, you mean this one?
Thank you for indulging me.
Like literally. I think we got the same box that time.
Yeah. That means that you probably also have the t-shirt hoodie thing I have that I can't figure out where to wear anymore. Because what is the point of a t-shirt hoodie?
A t-shirt hoodie?
It came with that. It's like a black t-shirt that has like the characters on it, but then it also has a hood. Nope. I wore it like once, and the whole time I was like, "This is weird." It's short sleeved and it's not thick. I'll wear it once I kick your ass. I'll wear it next week.
I will do. Now I kind of want a t-shirt hoodie. I'm just curious.
I mean,
I'm a hoodie guy.
Like a thin hoodie?
Yeah. That was a long
like a
time
thin
ago.
hoodie.
Angie was
I'm
giving crap.
still setting up, but a t-shirt hoodie sounds like the most Matt Donato thing I've ever heard.
That kind of does. Wait, does it have to have sleeves?
I was gonna say you would cut them off and make
Absolutely.
it somehow worse.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Like,
Yeah.
well, what if the back of my neck is cold, but my arms are really warm?
My arms are never cold.
My neighbor downstairs and I are like close. She's a little old lady and we're very friendly.
Yeah.
And she's my landlord's mom. Well, he asked me to help her with something earlier this week. So I rushed down in my pajamas with a big fuzzy robe on to help her. And then I got a call from him and he said, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "My mom told me that you came down wearing a blanket. Is it cold up there?" I was like,
You're like, it's fine. It's not a blanket.
right. But like, I didn't know what to tell him. Like, it's not cold. I'm just sad. It is the robe I wear when I am sad. And it's been a bummer of a week. So I was like, no, it's fine. And then he was like, but if it's cold, you can tell me. And I'm like, the funny thing is every other time I help her out, she normally is upset with me because she thinks I'm not dressed warm enough. Like last time she literally gave me socks and made me put them on in front of her. So
it's basically like having two moms.
She's much more like a grandma, but she doesn't speak a lot of English, but she calls my husband and I her kids. When she sees us, she's like, my kids. She's very sweet. But like, yeah, it's like I literally have a pair of flamingo socks now because she was upset that I was barefoot in her home.
I mean, that's not the worst thing.
Flamingo socks sound nice. I also like how well you're coordinating your dino outfit.
Yeah, this started off unintentional, and then I just ran with it. I bought myself this fun dinosaur nightgown.
That's wonderful. I think I need that.
Yeah, it's that mod cloth. It's super cute. And then I decided to throw a sweatshirt on, and I was like, well, I have it for a sweatshirt. And then I was like, well, let's complete the look.
I just threw a sweatshirt on because I'm freezing.
Wait, I have to figure out the angle. There we are.
Oh, I know those.
Yeah. My niece's bought
I love those.
That's her birthday.
All right.
All
right, y'all. I'm sorted out and my AirPods work and there's no feedback.
Oh, it works? No, this is good. You're doing good.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Awesome. So I'm not in the garage this week, unfortunately.
I was going to say that your setup looked real nice and like homey now.
Yeah, it's different. It's our dining area with our lovely Scream poster in the background.
It is a good Scream poster now.
I almost bought that Scream poster.
It's
Instead, I just bought the New Orleans one with boobs on it, Matt.
It's so good. That's such a good artwork piece, though.
I think the story behind it makes it even better, though.
Boobs.
You not getting the boob realization until you owned it?
I literally didn't even know
that it had boobs on it.
Yeah,
Perri owns pornography.
It's not like playful boobs. It's like fucking graphic boobs.
Discuss playful boobs.
Graphic boobs.
I don't know.
What is the difference between playful and graphic boobs?
Don't act like you haven't searched that on Pornhub. Everyone knows the distinction.
Playful boobs.
It looks
I'm in the mood for playful
screenshot
boobs
taken
today.
from porn. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, it is 100% that.
Like in mid activity.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
Yeah.
Explicit boobs, I guess.
Glad we got
But
some
it's
clarity on
not in
that.
my apartment now.
It's great though. It's a great piece.
I love it.
I kept checking my Sam to see if there were any like naked things, but no, none.
Yeah, I'm the only one that won that lottery.
Nope.
All right, Kristen.
Oh, this Scream poster is a Mondo print, by the way.
Oh, it's
Hey,
dope.
my Crimson Peak is Mondo.
Yes, they do great prints.
Oh, I just got the auction that just happened. I won the Child's Play 2 one, which I'm stoked on.
That's getting money for that
I
promotion.
didn't even know there was an
Either not seeing anything I liked or not seeing anything I was going to pay that much for. Like they have
Yeah,
really cool
so
stuff. I'm like, oh no, thank you.
I was in the Child's Play 2 I won, and I was in a Friday the 13th part 3, but it's Jason's mask and it's black all background and just 3D colors. So like the colorization is just like the red and blue that would be in like 3D glasses. It looks so cool, but yeah, I had a limit with that one, and somebody just outbid me, and I was so mad.
Mm-hmm. We have the new Nightmare one with like Freddy coming out of the closet right above our guest bed. So if you ever stay here, that's
wait, that has to be new because I stayed there and I don't think I saw that.
Yeah, that's been there for a while.
Our Prince.
Does anyone see my lighting flash?
Yeah, you're flickering.
It's like a new thing that my camera does, and I'm kind of enjoying it. Like if I get like a certain distance from the camera, I can make it happen.
Stop playing and let's actually play.
Okay.
Stop playing and let's play. Yeah.
That's a sweet spot.
What are these hexagon cups you have, Matt?
Hex cups. They fit perfectly, but they're harder to fit.
They're special. I think they're cheating, but they don't seem to help them that
I'm gonna start buying them for every guest. I'm gonna send you fucking hex cups.
I like those. Send me some.
I would love to be
Solo cup connoisseur.
provide hexagon glasses that then you have to ship places.
Yeah, I am literally keeping that whole company afloat just by every week sending somebody some.
I mean, I'll take them. Just saying.
I know you will.
All right, do you want to kick us off?
Am I up?
First shot of the night. All yours.
Oh, I
Front
forgot.
cup. Front cup. All right. Fuck. That would have been a nice way to start if I didn't fuck it up.
Did you want to go for second, Drew?
I don't care. What do you think? I don't care. I can start just because right now I don't have any nerves.
Okay. Look at you. No fucking nerves.
Ooh,
All right.
Nice.
This one, second row. Yep, that's the one.
Oh, Matt has to throw.
Hex cups suck.
Yep.
That was true. Oh,
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna make these touch. I'm not cheating. I just realized they're not
No,
touching.
you're fine. You're fine.
Okay.
Touching is importante.
I got
I
one on the right.
had a timed screener, so like as soon as it was done, I was literally like, racing around.
Running over. Yeah.
Back right.
Okay.
Do it again. You first, Andrew.
I'm actually gonna put this knot on the table. It's making me very nervous. And I will put it nearby.
Behind
Can
the
I throw-
Yep.
And then I almost knocked over
Nope.
I like
That
the
was-
that came with
It was
that.
graceful. That was graceful.
For some reason, I guess I thought the leg would add something.
Okay, my turn again?
Yes, it is.
Cool. Oh!
We are not touching this rack, Christy. It's a nice little cluster we've got right here.
So the power. What? No, rhombus.
I need
I
to
got
sell the gray.
I got the back row on the right.
All right, I hit the other middle one.
Oh, okay.
The back row in the right.
Like just now?
That one.
One in the middle?
Yeah.
So I was feeling it. I was feeling this.
Ooh,
I'm gonna aim for the isolation cup.
No!
Isolation. I love hearing Trace laughing in the background.
Is that what that was?
You're very
That's Trace giggling in the background.
I
Yeah,
thought
that
it
is
was
him
an
laughing in the
echo or
background.
something.
My husband has the good decency not to laugh at me in public. Oh,
You can just hear the little.
Matt, did you already go?
Yeah, I hit first. I went first.
Okay,
on that
okay.
one.
All right, Christy, you are up.
Okay. Sorry, I thought Matt was second again. Oh, come on!
Oh, that was bad.
So you want to time re-rack?
Like one
Nope. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna try to hit that isolation. I'm gonna go for the
Okay.
isolation.
I have faith in you.
I don't. I'm back.
All right.
Wait, but it hit the table, so what does
What
that
the
mean?
fuck just happened? But it didn't touch anything, did it?
I'm genuinely.
We're not playing.
Like no bounces,
That's that-
means it's completely
For behind the back.
I kind of feel like it, right? Like I know it bounced in, but I don't think we've played bounces ever. So I don't think I'll take another shot at it.
I'm not
but-
trying to be a dick. I'm genuinely asking.
No. I'm thinking because I feel like other people have gotten the bounce off the laptop and shit.
Oh, you don't allow that. That's true.
No, this wasn't the laptop.
but
It's
but
basically
yours-
just
But Matt,
It
your
was the
bounce
table.
didn't even touch anything.
No.
Well, it hit the table once.
Yeah. I don't
But that's
know.
what I'm saying. Because if it hits the laptop and bounces, it's the same idea.
So is it the idea that like if you throw it behind your back, it has to just like, land directly into the cup for it to
I
count?
didn't want to address this, so I'm genuinely asking. But I didn't
Yeah,
think
this
rules
is new.
I'm trying to think. Perry, has this happened before?
No.
Genuinely? Okay.
This has never happened on a behind the back. I think we need to establish a rule that behind the back has to go clean in. But I think because we're establishing the rule now,
No.
if you want a second go,
Yeah,
the
I'll take a set. Yeah,
bounce is like kind of like a let.
I think the rule is just no bouncing period. I think that's where we'll keep it. Like if it bounces, that's it.
That was still very cool, but I'm prepared to watch you lose.
Oh,
Yeah, that right there. That's what I was waiting for. So wait, what is your shooting order? I feel like
We switch it out.
Whatever we feel.
We can switch if you want.
I don't want to switch. I just want to know when it's my turn, and I feel like
Wait, is it my turn, Matt?
Yeah, it's your turn, Ari.
Oh.
I went first.
Let me try the front cup again.
Well, you don't get us 2 on it though, but that's good. That's fine.
Very
That's
good
good.
shot.
That's still good.
I made it though. That's what matters.
All right, Christy, now we're up.
Okay. Ah!
So now we'll rack it next time, and we'll do the in a row.
Hit the middle
Okay.
one.
I'm trying to think of where you're at.
I almost hit the middle one.
Stoplight, as the kids call it.
The kids, old man Donato over there.
The youth.
Eye.
Do you want to go first or second?
I'll go second.
Okay. Cool. Everything's off right now.
Ah,
Okay, Perri, you want to read
You do, yeah. Might as well. Why the fuck not?
We'll keep it neck and neck here.
So much Christmas crap sitting around present-wise that I have like no.
Christmas crap.
I do. There's like, oh,
This is season.
wow, things.
There's like a good gag gif idea in that concept.
I'm sure that exists.
Probably.
Just a movie in Christmas colors. Set your cup.
Boop. All right.
And that one, Perri, you could do an ISO if you would choose.
Can't end the game with the ISO. That is the one thing.
Oh, right, and that's what it would end the game. Okay.
Right. The win can't be that.
I got the front one.
Okay, cool. Thank you for the clarity there.
So now you go again.
Right. Okay. Do my little inflatable man dance.
All right.
Run off to the kitchen to sulk.
Shit. That's bad.
okay, Matt. Let me go first.
Yeah. Okay.
That sounded like it hit, did it?
No, it didn't.
Mine hit the front cup.
Okay.
Bounce off the rim.
It went in and out. This is.
Oh, Ari, take the front one away. I hit the front one.
Oh,
Oh, thank you.
All right. Do you want to go first or second again?
I'll go first again.
Okay.
Oh,
Front cup.
shit. So, Matt, if you hit this, it's game over.
Don't we get to retort?
I think if they ended on a 1-2, it wouldn't.
Yeah. So it would. Yeah. Sorry.
Matt, what is that? It's like a marble. That's like the loudest. It's like a golf ball. What is that?
Ping pong ball. What?
It sounds so loud.
It does sound very loud.
Is it?
Especially the mic isn't even close. It's very confusing.
Is it my table?
Mexicans and
Probably.
mini bowling balls.
I even have like a little cover on my table.
Oh, shit. All right. All right. Well, we have it. If one of them doesn't hit it, we have it.
I missed it.
Oh,
Okay. You got the first one.
Okay. Round 2.
Round 2.
Alright. That was our Ari, that was warm up. We didn't warm up
Yes.
on the second game last time.
I'm okay with that.
That was probably one of the closest games we've had in a while.
Yeah,
pretty good.
It went both ways last time. You're right.
Kind of like a backhanded compliment there.
Totally, yeah. That was 100% backhanded.
All right, Christy, you're up.
Yes. The right, second row.
I heard that, like,
It's the ominous chuckle in the background.
Oh, I got it back.
Go on the back. This is gonna be it. This is gonna be the one.
Oh my god, I did it!
Sorry. Oh my god, I was so loud. Oh my god. Oh my god.
You did it.
So
You did it.
either of you have
Wait.
my back.
But what does that mean?
I don't know.
Just incredible. But it does mean
You get to
because Perri and I both scored.
you get to go again.
Wow. Oh my god. Someone
That
get
has
the-
to be something
Oh my
special.
god.
Well, it's the special is she just saved.
She did something cool.
They got a bring back. Yeah. No, the special is they got bringbacks on that.
That took me 9 months, Matt.
It hasn't been 9 months.
Yes, it has.
Like
Has it
your
really?
art for quarantine has been
Well,
achieved.
quarantine, maybe a little less, maybe 7 months.
That's taken me a whole pandemic.
What did you accomplish during the pandemic? Well, let me tell you
I
this.
hit a behind the back beer pong shot.
I'm gonna put that out and share it everywhere.
Absolutely.
Just put that in a special case, like a glass case or something.
Oh my god.
Take the cup, never use it again. Put the ball in it. Leave stagnant water in it.
Nice.
It's the back one on the left.
Okay.
Oh,
Front cup.
whew. That was so fucking cool. I can't wait to watch that back.
This front left. Yeah.
Yes. Yep. Oh wait, no, front. It's front right. But yeah. It's front
That's-
left
yeah.
in the camera.
Oh yeah. I don't know
It's
why I was
still-
trying to
It is
translate this.
confusing as hell. It is confusing as hell. The other front one.
He left you with a shitty rack there.
I did. It's not the best, but it's also not the worst.
Nope.
Okay.
Not the
Perri,
best, but also not the worst.
Do we wanna power eye?
Yeah.
Stoplight? Okay.
Ah.
Too hard.
Nope.
It's very loud though. Yeah.
Ah,
I don't know why I don't know why it's so loud. I feel like
I'm
it's
telling you, like it's a golf ball.
It is a
Just
ping pong ball.
Just blame the hex cups. It's always the hex cups.
But it's not the cups, it's the ball hitting, apparently.
I don't know. I just want to blame your hex cups.
Apparently, I just have loud balls.
Oh, yes.
Boo.
I had a nickel.
Yeah.
The front one.
Ugh.
Oops.
Don't juggle your balls, Ari.
God damn it.
Oh, I thought that hit the back one for a sec.
I'm sorry, was that distracting?
It was really poorly timed.
I shouldn't
All right,
talk about you juggling balls.
So who's up now?
You go.
Okay, me.
Yep.
Yes, front cup.
Front cup. All right.
Hey Siri. Hey Siri, open the documents.
Front cup.
Nice.
Come
Hey,
on.
Siri, show my downloads.
What is going on? Who's talking to Siri?
Trace, you're talking to Siri too loudly. Can you go do it over there?
I thought it on his phone, and I was like, "What is happening right now?" Ah! It hit, but didn't go. Ah!
Got it. I almost don't want to take another behind the back.
Dude, no. If you can end it, you're gonna end it.
No.
Oh shit.
I love that how that was kind of like,
Wait,
I
was
don't
that-
want to take another behind
was
the
that
back.
ceiling
I don't wanna,
fan?
like, show off.
Was that
That
ceiling fan?
was the chandelier above the kitchen table.
Chandelier? Okay.
I have no clue where that ball
I have a chandelier here too. I just purposely kept working it.
God dang it. That was really off.
You guys went? I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm genuinely.
Yeah, no, we did. Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Ah,
All right.
that was close though.
Matt, let's go. Let's do this.
Is that you wanted to go first? What's the deal here?
Sure, I'll go first.
Okay, sure.
Fuck.
Pressure's on, Matt. Well, I think
It
you
bounced
froze
no,
it.
it bounced over. It didn't go in. What?
Okay, you
Froze.
you froze for a hot second there.
It went in or it didn't go in?
And then we heard the sound of
No, it
balls.
bounced. No, it bounced over. It bounced over.
Okay.
It hit right in between, which is great.
Didn't even go.
All right. Oh god, that was so way over.
All right, front one.
This is weird. I heard that. God. This is getting
Wait,
bizarre.
Andrew, was this for the behind the back shot? If so, I will cheers to your shot.
Wait, Perri, you have to do a shot though. It says virtual shot.
Like, I have to do a shot? No, I'm not doing a shot. I'll do a shot.
Ah.
It's a beer night.
Wait, was that frozen or did you take? It looked like you were gonna take.
That you keep freezing.
Matt, are you fucking with us or are you?
Are you actually freezing? Oh, I thought he was.
No,
Oh,
Matt's
am
the
I
one
really?
who's freezing.
You guys talked about host and now it's acting up. I don't appreciate this.
You got. I. No one frozen on my screen this entire night. So if you're seeing anything, I'm not seeing it.
Did both of you go?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. We're down to one.
It's shaking off the weird possession vibes Matt's bringing to the table.
Lord, I'm bringing like I'm a demon. What is happening here?
He might be. I've always thought so.
What are we talking about?
It's not confirmed. This is true.
Yeah, I
This shirt, one of a murder
Got it in.
thing?
We're in. If you would hit this, Ari. Well,
Okay.
if Ari hits it, it's game over. If Ari does not, it's rebuttal.
Ah!
All right, rebuttal.
All right, we rebuttal, Christy.
Okay.
You go.
All right. Oh my god.
The behind the back wonder.
Oh, shit, I missed. That was way too far.
Wait, so we got one, right?
And we
All right.
have
All right.
Luke here.
Yeah,
You
who
guys
did
won.
it?
Inside.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually adorable. Yes, that is
Oh
true.
my god!
It's
Did
very
you
true.
hear that? Did anyone hear that weird sound? It was
Yeah,
I
weird.
did hear that. What was that?
I don't
Wait,
know,
what?
but Luke,
It was my
Right.
spaceship on my shirt.
Luke, thank you for your support on both. I'm
Yes.
pointing in the
Luke,
wrong direction.
I was going
You
to say
know
both sides.
You know what I
It is
mean.
very appreciated.
That seriously, we have some real freaky host shit going on right now. That noise creeped me out a little bit.
Yeah, that was
Is
really
low
creepy.
battery?
As in, like, you're blaming it on your low battery?
No, okay, so my headphones said low battery when you guys said what was that noise?
Oh, okay.
Oh, maybe
I
then.
can blame you then. I also can't find my latest.
Further proof, Matt is a
I mean, well, we have other proof that.
So I have an IPA that I bought yesterday. It's a juicy, hazy IPA, and I've been afraid to drink it today.
I mean,
But I feel like
get
I
some
should.
juicy, dude. Yeah, you should do it.
I think I should.
I don't really. I had a bad night, like getting heartburn the next day because I had too many evergreen juicy IPAs, and those
these.
they ruined
Yeah,
me.
I could do like one of these or two of these a night max.
That sounds like the most old man comment you've ever made. I had too many IPAs and I had heartburn.
Dude, because they're like super citrusy or quote unquote juicy. It hurts me now. the next day.
I don't get any
Too
heartburn
juicy.
from Blue Moon.
Are you trying to get some advertising money? What's going on with that?
If only. If only.
That's like the slogan. That should be Blue Moon's slogan. I don't get any heartburn from Blue Moon.
If Perri could get that Blue Moon money,
my dream sponsorship. You know,
all right, are we starting?
When we go to film festivals, there was a point where one of our locations was sponsored by Blue Moon, and there was always Blue Moon.
Was that South by?
It was dangerous.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm better off without ever having them as a sponsor.
Cup. Funny.
All right, Christy.
All right.
Where the fuck did that ping pong ball go?
God damn it.
Did you drop a ping pong ball there, Perri?
What?
I did.
A ping pong ball? You lost one?
I seriously can't find one.
It's in the trees.
Could be. Nope, hit nothing. Hit nothing. Is it in the tree?
What do you wanna do, Ari?
I'll go first.
Do it. Do it.
God damn it. That keeps reason I'm starting again. Like you're here and then you're over here.
The ping pong ball is
The front left. Your front left.
This is so sketchy. You keep
my front left.
disappearing, and then you're like, I've scored.
I don't know. Like you are all.
Are you doing this on purpose and then running up and
explain
dropping the ball in?
Matt, it's
yeah. So I have programmed that every time I play, it glitches and I run up and drop it in.
I mean, it's just super shady.
I found it.
Good, Perri. Who's throwing?
We are.
Okay.
Yeah, one of you two.
Enough of this. I need to hit one right now.
Hold on, let me see.
I hit the middle one in the back.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to close an application or two.
Do you want me to go? Or do you want to re-rack or you want to keep this? Well, I can't hear you right now.
Are you guys getting an echo?
No.
No.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna do this then.
Do you want to re-rack or you want to keep this?
No, let's try to hit one more and then we can go straight line. We still got 4 cups, so let's try to get lower.
Right.
I believe in you.
Fuck. Okay, but behind the back. That was
close. That was close.
A million times better than your last.
Better aimed. Yeah, at least hit the table and went the right direction.
Back right.
That one was actually on camera.
That one looked good too. That's a nice rack.
That's what you said when you bought that poster.
It's not the first time I've been told I have a nice rack.
You know what? This is very true. We have an annual photo.
I know. We have an annual photo where Ari or Trace touches my rack.
Nothing. Hit nothing. I left the flying V.
Okay, so here's the question. Do you want to try to hit one of these and back up next time or just go 3 right now?
I'm fine with either, actually. I'm not intimidated by this positioning.
Okay.
Even though I haven't made me yet.
You're going to hit one of these. You're going to hit one of these is what you're saying.
God damn it.
Fart noise. Unfair.
What was that?
Perri's fart noise.
Fun. I hit the front one.
Oh, shit.
Matt, thank you for carrying this game because I'm really shitting the bed on this one.
Front cup.
You have shit nothing. Don't worry. I see no shit here. All right, so now
I'll come through when it matters.
Yuck.
All right,
I'm gonna let you go
try to go first one more time.
You got it. You got it.
Oh my god! It like was repelled by the idea of going in the cup.
It froze.
It froze.
If that went in, I say it doesn't count because this is fucking witchcraft.
It froze.
Okay, I'm back here. Hold on. Science. I'm just science it. Don't worry.
It freezes like this.
That was cool.
I
What
have not moved.
happened?
I have not moved. Look at my
Everything
screen. Look at my screen. Look at my screen. There was a ball in the cup. I don't know how else to do that.
Yeah.
What your cups look like before you threw?
Are you trying to suggest that Matt is literally running up there during glitches and putting balls in cups and
How
running back?
confident do you think? And also, I'm not out of breath.
Wait, which one was it, Matt?
The back one.
The back one. Matt, I fully believe you sunk that, but it was really cool that the camera glitched with the ball like this.
Okay, so number one, if the camera's glitching there, how am I? How am I throwing it? And then
It was like in the middle of the goddamn screen where literally we don't know where it could go, and then you're like, it went in.
you heard
But
this.
how would it have gone in?
Then you're up here being like, oh look, see, it was in there.
Perri, am I one to cheat on beer pong?
First of all, you're not one to cheat, but there's no way I would ever believe that you could even pull that off mid-glitch.
Yeah, and I've done it the entire game.
Much.
I'm not saying it's you. I'm saying you have called a fucking demon, and it's shady.
I will sell my soul to do whatever it takes.
I mean, same. At this point.
I've sold my soul for worth.
At this point in the pandemic, definitely.
Yeah, at this point.
I got the front one on the right, Christy.
All right, we're gonna finish it.
All right, let's do this.
I'm feeling really good about this.
Matt, did you throw yours or no?
Oh no, sorry,
You're
I
frozen.
meant go for it. Like you're gonna hit this. We're gonna hit
Okay,
this.
I'm going.
Hiding quietly in the corner, but no, you were moving around. It's just,
Oh, come on.
this is
Ari,
horseshit.
you could put more water or whatever you have in that cup
It looked like there was plenty, but
What
I
does
will
that
add
mean?
more.
because it moved. Matt hit it anyway.
Yeah, he got
He-
it. Do they win or do we get the retort?
We get the rebuttal because only one of them hit. So now we have to clear the rest of the rack.
Also,
Matt,
yeah, you
really
can rack
carried
it
this
too.
game, and I appreciate it.
You can rack it here. Yeah.
Okay.
I've got the red stag out. We're gonna have a celebratory shot on hand if it happens.
Celebrating early is bad luck.
I'm not. No, I said if it happens. I said if it happens.
Okay.
The shot will not happen until things happen.
Doesn't happen till it happens. You're right.
Okay.
Doesn't never happen until it happens.
Oh, you keep going until you miss.
Oh, I keep going until I miss. Okay. The second guess.
It's the moment when we're all in the dugout, like waiting to jump over the dugout.
Nice.
Oh, that's one. Oh, that's one. That's one.
Perri, you got this.
Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy.
I missed. Well,
I
So
wish
we won?
I could shake this little champagne, but it's.
Oh my
whiskey.
God.
It doesn't work.
Matt, you know what? I feel really sad because I really contributed very little
Did
to
I?
this last one.
is Matt?
You're frozen.
I'm
Wait,
trying
I'm
not
not-
to interrupt him, but I feel like he's frozen.
Wait, am I really frozen?
You're fine now.
You definitely keep freezing though.
Okay, I don't. So again, I'm using a 10-year-old MacBook Pro, so I apologize
Oh.
for that. But
This didn't happen last week.
I'm so
well,
happy.
okay,
Wait,
so I
so you're
started to
taking a
beam.
shot?
What the
Should I
fuck do you
take
want
a-
from me? I'll be dead
Should I
next.
take a shot with you?
Fine.
We need to call
Oh, yeah, you could take-
Rob
yeah.
Pattinson, and he needs
do
to
another
turn
one.
over beer pong game into the host too.
So what was our streak? No one ever gave me a clear answer on that.
You
I
were-
kept bumping up games.
You were
I
8 or
feel like
9,
when
correct?
Matt called out, I should get a forfeit point, but
A forfeit point.
There are no 4.
What?
Oh, like when we didn't play.
well, we didn't play specifically because Matt was like, "Oh, I can't play the partner."
Well, we also had holiday celebrations to be.
There were
fair.
also,
I've also
and
pulled
also
that
that
shit
happened on the
him.
other side.
I pulled that shit on
Yes,
him. He brought
that
in a
happened on
couple
the other
times.
side.
I've gotta give him credit when
Yeah.
it's owed.
You still haven't answered my question, Matt. You've never told me how many games we've won.
I am telling you, you have at least 8 or 9. I think you might have capped at 9, which is by and far the best of any Perry's partners. You have that crown. Not even like it's not even close.
I want to point out. So maybe
You have that crown to the point that it's untouchable, given how my other partners.
At this point, I don't know who else can come in
No
and do that.
offense to my other partners, but I don't
Sure.
think like Matt. Who else
Very
won even more than
where I
one
have the
round?
chance of actually beating Matt's 10-point.
Cheers. I love you. Thank you.
Weird freezing happens.
All right. We've been online for almost 2 hours now. Before we say goodbye, first of all, guys, just know that next week when you tune back into the Merri Hour, we're going to have some holiday celebrations. We need to talk a little behind the scenes, Matt, but I'm pretty sure we have a power hour cooking for next week.
We could just say we will. Yeah, we're fucking Christmas happy hour.
I'm willing to commit to that. So we're going to do a
Christmas happy
Christmas
power hour.
a Christmas power hour next week. But in the very near future, if you're part of my Patreon team and you're in Slack, we are going to do a Patreon specific power hour. So I don't know whether it's Evan or someone else over there. One of you guys are going to be in charge. You guys are going to give us a list of 60 songs and we're going to try to guess who picked each one. That's some fun stuff.
Okay, so Andrew has also made a request at this point. Look at Andrew's last comment. Andrew in the chat, Andrew was saying.
I mean,
Grace and Perry versus Ari and Matt.
I can say yes to this.
I'm still here. Rude.
Well,
Hey, last week after we lost, Matt was technically looking for another partner like immediately after.
Yeah, I was literally shopping. I was shopping around.
can I ask a question though? Does it complicate it to have like opposing people in the same place?
Oh, we would have to set the rack up.
He would just have a different setup.
That could be interesting. All right.
You can just set the rack up every time.
All right. Before we get to next week's action, we need to say goodbye to my reigning champion of a partner, and make sure you know where you find her on the social medias, all over the internet, because Christy, you have a freaking laundry list of places where people need to check out your work.
Yeah, true facts. So I, like Perry and Matt, cover film. I write every day at pajiba.com. I am a top Rotten Tomatoes critic, so if you go there and search for my name, you can find all my reviews listed there. I have some reviews coming up next week at Crooked Marquee and IGN and Pajiba. And I'm on Twitter at Christy Puchko, KristyPuchko. I am slightly less aggressive on Twitter, but Matt brings out a side of me. Not all in.
What about you, Ari? Do you have a social media handle or anything you want to plug?
I do, yes. The Ari Drew, TheAridrew, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And love for people to interact with me, and we can talk shit and talk about movies, talk about music. I like all of those things. Yeah, connect with me, please.
All right.
Perry, where can people find you?
I don't know. Where can they find me?
I love how we do this every
I don't know.
Namaroff on Twitter and Instagram. Please go on Twitter and send me positive fantasy football vibes. I was about to say go tweet at Kaylin and like heckle her, but don't do that because I really like her. But I do want to meet her.
Using your following against Kaylin. Follow me at the Donato Bums. That's it.
All right, guys. I'm pressing the button.